You need to put them a little here. It's because the light is behind.
그럼 이걸 닫아?
Yeah. Are we using the mics or not?
왜 맨날 이 같은 옷을 입는 이유가 뭐야 지금?
No, it's just today is a little bit cold, and so I put on the hoodie.
내 생각에 오늘 이게 마지막 옷이 될 것 같지 않아? 날씨 계속 따뜻해지잖아.
Yeah, hopefully.
네, 오늘 영상은 한국에서도 되게 큰 이슈가 되고 있고 7세 고시라는 말을 모르지.
What is that?
잠깐만 이게 좀 어려우니까 챗 GPT한테 일단 설명을 해달라고 해서. 하는 동안 제가 7세 고시의 뜻을 챗 GPT한테 물었어요. 챗 GPT가 아직 7세 고시를 모르고 있더라고요. 그래서 너 유튜브에서 못 봤어? 내가 화장실 갈 동안 좀 보고 올래? 그리고 얘기해줘 그랬더니 그래서 아무도 챗 GPT한테 7세 고시를 안 물어봤나 봐. 헉, 내가 처음인가 봐. 너무 깜짝 놀랐어. 뭔지 알겠어?
Yeah.
7세 고시가 이제 그거야. 근데 이제 이 다큐멘터리가 며칠 전에 한국에서 나왔거든. 그래서 지금 완전 그게 엄청난 이슈야. 로만한테 뭐 보내주지 않았어? 이걸 한번 봐봐봐. 이게 7세 고시 애들이 푼다는 문제야. 7살 애들이.
Yeah, I'm just reading.
모르는 단어가.
Okay.
그리고
Yeah.
또 이게 질문이야. What
What's
is?
the main ideas?
이 빨간 거는 이게 지금 너무 어려운 단어라고.
Yeah.
어려운 단어야? 로만 생각해.
I mean, probably in 4th grade you know this word, but before that you might or might not know it.
7살 애들이 저런 문제를 풀고 있는 거야. 어떻게 생각해?
Yeah, I mean, it's a matter of preparation for that sort of thing. It's the vocabulary is a little bit. Juan, can you not play with that right now? Like go over there and just
우리
Juan,
10세가
just
지금
wait until we're done. Usually there aren't any tests until. I mean, except for very simple quizzes or something, until like 3rd grade or something like that.
미국에는 그치.
Yeah, I mean, even like MCAS, I think they don't start until 3rd grade or 4th grade.
3학년부터 시작해.
Yeah.
MCAS.
Yeah.
그리고 퀴즈 이런 거는 본격적으로
it's
4학년 때부터 시작해.
Yeah, it's very few. So that's the first thing. Like usually, the kids are not used to doing things by themselves until maybe 3rd grade. Secondly, yeah, some of the vocabulary is a little bit advanced, so they might have heard some of those words, but unless they're reading a lot, they probably wouldn't have learned them on their own, or they might not know what it means, by 7 years old. In this sort of test, there's like two types of, two things that you have to know. One is the vocabulary, another one is comprehension, which is like the understanding of the text, and the understanding of the questions, so that you know which one is the best answer. You can determine that. So that type of thing that I saw might be suitable for like 3rd or 4th grade, but not for 1st grade. 1st grade kid probably wouldn't be able to answer. Wouldn't be able to answer. They could answer, but who knows? I don't know how long it would take them to answer these questions, and some of the kids might not be able to read.
모국어인 애들이 3, 4학년에 풀 수 있는 건데 이거는 모국어가 아닌 한국 애들이 영어로 저걸 풀잖아. 이게 로만이 7살인데 만약에 한국에 살아? 영어를 저런 문제를 풀라고 학원을 보내면 로만은 어떨 것 같아?
I don't know. It's hard to put myself in that position. But, one thing that I read a lot about some years ago is like, for example, in Finland, they don't do homework or very rigorous tests. They emphasize a lot of playtime up until a certain age. And in the end, they score well on the international tests after middle school and high school. So, studying a lot when you're really young, it doesn't seem to be the only factor for being able to learn when you're like an adult.
로만이 한국에 만약에 살았어. 그러면 로만도 애들한테 저런 학원을 보낼 거야? 선행학습을 할 거야? 다 보내. 옆집 사람들도 다 보내. 다 보내고 로만 친구들도 다 보내. 그러면 로만도 보내게 되지 않을까? 내 생각에는.
I don't know. I mean, I think the problem is if you don't, then your kid is probably going to be a little bit behind. But there are other ways to learn. I mean, you can also, just learning another language or having, maybe just reading something that's interesting might be enough. I don't know. It seems that at least like a basic skill could be useful. Be more advanced, and then later the school will be a little bit easier. But I don't know. It seems like a lot of work for a small kid. I don't know.
대답하기 어렵지.
No, I mean, I think it depends. Like, if the kid likes it, maybe they can do it. But if not,
싫어하겠지.
maybe.
지금 애들 보고 러시안매 가볼래? 해도 그냥 애들이 이러는데.
I don't know. Yeah, probably not.
Are you sure?
I don't know. I'm not in that situation.
학교에서 꼴찌해.
Huh?
학교에서 맨날 꼴찌해.
Yeah,
그럼
maybe.
어떻게 보낼 거야?
They sent to a different school, a private school or something.
초투를 다녔잖아. 그러면 그때도 그렇게 선행학습 하는 애들이 있었어?
It's hard to know. This was like a long time ago. There were probably half of the kids went to private school before high school, or more than half. So they always had some special classes or something, but nothing like a hagwon. Like, they're still just doing class.
그럼 어디서 배워?
No, like where I went to a middle school, start class at 8, finish at 2:30 or 3, do some sports. In that school, the classes are very small. There's like 10 or 15 students in a class. So the teacher gives a lot of attention, and you can also do special projects and stuff. So for me, that was enough. I didn't have to do like an extra school.
학교에서 하는 것만 했어?
Yeah, but even in that school, we had like 2 levels of French, we had 2 levels of math. Yeah, math and language, we had different levels. Everything else was, everyone do the same.
우리 동네 학군이 좋은 편이잖아, 그래도.
Yeah.
매사추세츠에서도 좋은
Yeah,
편이지.
and I think, but when I look at that, because I talked with the real estate agent, what does these numbers mean? They said, well, usually a higher number means that the test score
M-테스트?
compared to the state is a little bit higher, and also the amount of support for different levels is also more advanced.
우리 동네에 하이스쿨이 있거든요. 근데 거기는 레벨이 3개래요. 그래서 레벨 3 그룹으로 나눠서 뭐 최상위, 뭐 그다음 이렇게 해서 수업을 한다고 하더라고요. 그리고 근데 초대 다닐 때 그러면 그런 선행학습 하는 애들이 있었어? 로마 친구 중에? 분명히 애시안 애들이
Oh yeah, I
있었어?
mean there were kids that were, even before high school, they had already done very advanced math, but I don't know where they were learning that. They might have been doing it independently, or like maybe the teacher in their school saw, oh, this kid's really good at math.
미국에서? 아니면
US. So they say, oh, this kid's good at math. So they call their friend who works in the university and say, hey, can you give some extra book or something because he's really good at it. But it's not, those cases that I saw, it was not that they went to a special school because their parents sent them to a special school. They might have gone to a special school because they saw that the kid had a talent for it. So there's like, oh, this kid's really good at math, so why don't we do something to help him do more difficult problems? Not just, it doesn't matter if you're good or not, just do it, like that.
그러니까 그게 틀린 것 같아.
Yeah.
네.
And also like people who learn languages, like, same thing. It's like, okay, well, you have some skill, so maybe you can spend the summer in like an exchange program and then learn more, right? But
자기 얘기하는
it's
거야?
not a school. No, it's like other kids too. They'd spend the summer in Europe or something, learn another language.
근데 그거를 선생님이 캐치하는 거야?
No, that one maybe the parents, but there's no school for that. It's kind of like if your school has an exchange program, then you can send the kid on that program.
그러면 미국에서 만약에 부모님이 그렇게 푸시하는 애들이 있어? 있었어?
Yeah, probably. I remember. I mean, even my friend, you know, I
그
met his
얘기하면 그
parents.
오빠가 다 알잖아.
What?
이거 보면 어떡해? 오빠가 야, 이씨 내 얘기하지 마.
Yeah. No, he knows. I remember his
알았어.
parents. I mean, I think this is the basic point, even for me. Everyone who does like some advanced education, even like, you know, my parents from Argentina, Korea, other kids from another country, the common point is that the parents care about the education. Even my parents cared about education, but they couldn't pay for anything. So I had to depend on like, you know, my own, like, what do you call it? 장학금 or something, right? That's a common point. It doesn't matter if you're from, you know, US, Asia, Europe, it doesn't matter. If your parents care about education, they're going to emphasize, okay, keep challenging yourself. Now, if there's like some teachers who help with that, maybe they can put in that situation. If you have to do it by yourself, like now with you know, Khan Academy or YouTube or something, okay, do it by yourself. If you're gonna use like AI, okay, use the AI. But anyway, just keep challenging up to the limit where you either you're not interested or it's your limit, like how to learn the next thing. But it's not like going to Hagwon and, you know, and also if you're not good at something and you're not interested in it, I think it's hard to push. Yeah.
로만이 알아서 했어? 스스로?
Well, you know, I think my parents both emphasize if you can challenge more and do more, try it. Do as much as you can to you know, according to your skill and your interest. Like, you know, like for example, math or science or the things that I was interested in, yeah, my parents pushed me, oh yeah, study more about that or learn more about that or try that or something. Like, for example, reading English, I hated it. Like reading like these really thick books, I was like, oh, it's so boring. I couldn't keep track. I had to make notes and stuff. And it was just like, no one pushed me for that. It was just try to get like a good grade in the class, and that's it. I didn't do any special writing class. I didn't do any special reading or vocabulary. I just did what I needed to do to get a good grade. But I didn't do anything more than that.
근데 왜 이렇게 책 읽는 거 싫어했어?
I didn't like reading about fiction. I like reading about science. I like reading about some history, not all history. I like reading about facts. Or science, or, you know, I didn't like reading about some made-up story.
진짜?
I was kind of bored about that. Yeah.
환이랑 비슷한데? 아 근데 내가 진짜 로만이랑 결혼하고 깜짝 놀랐던 게 나는 나는 공부를 별로 못했으니까. 근데 로만이 막 MIT 나오고 와튼스쿨 나오면 나는 로만 책이 엄청 많겠지? 그랬는데 와 책이 없어요. 책이 집에 책이 없어. 책을 안 읽어요. 그리고 책 읽어도 그 자동차 매거진 뭐 이런 거만 읽지 책이 진짜 없거든요. 우리 집에. 자기도 인정하지.
Yeah.
근데 왜 한이한테 계속 한이야 책을 읽어야 돼 이러.
Like even my basic reading was above the grade level, right? So like I had the vocabulary, I had the reading skill. I just didn't like reading things that I wasn't interested in.
아, 그래서 한이한테, 이제 알겠다. 그래서 한이가 좋아하는, 그러니까 무조건 읽으라가 아니라 한이를 좋아하는 게 뭔지, 그래서 한이랑 같이 도서관에 가거나 책방에 가서 한이가 좋아하는 거를 읽게 하더라고요. 그러니까 저는 아무거나 읽어 이건데, 남편은 한이가 좋아하는 공룡, 아니면
Yeah, history.
과학, 히스토리 이런 거에 대해서 그때 딱 캐치를 해가지고 그거를 막 열심히 읽히더라고요. 난 너무 궁금한데 로만도 미적분을 언제 알았어?
응?
미적분. 미적분이
미적분.
뭔지 모르겠다. 이런 거는 또 물어봐야 돼요. 미적분.
Yeah, so what's your question? When did I learn that?
그때 뭐 MIT 가고 피터 딸도 12살에 막 미적분 알고 막 이랬다고 하니까
Peter 딸. No, Victor.
빅터 딸.
Yeah.
빅터 딸도 12살 때 알았다고
Yeah.
하면 언제 배웠어?
No, so I remember I started studying in high school. So in high school, we spent a year and a half. In university, like in engineering school, that year and a half, usually you learn in one semester.
아니 미적분을 그러면 알았을 때가 12가 아니었어?
Who?
로만?
No, I started doing that when I was like 17 or 16.
아 그래? 아,
Yeah.
아 로만이 난 당연히 로만이 MIT 갔으니까 12살쯤 그걸 알았겠지 했지.
No. I first heard the word when I was in 7th grade. I didn't know what it was.
아 그래?
Yeah.
돼지 엄마를 들어봤어?
No.
돼지 엄마 뭘 것 같아?
I've heard of Tiger Mom.
그거는 중국 사람을 비교해서 그런 거 아니야?
Yeah, also, generally it's used for Asian parents. You know.
나 포함이야.
Yeah.
아니 그러면 돼지 엄마가 뭐냐면은 그 돼지가 찌찌가 몇 개야? 몇 개 있어?
I don't know, like 10, 12.
엄청 많지.
Yeah.
그러면 이게 다 찌찌가 이렇게 있으면 이게 설명이 맞는지 모르겠지만 제가 이해한 건 그거예요. 찌찌가 이렇게 많지? 그러면 여기 찌찌 하나마다 different 정보가 this is map, this is English 그럼 인포메이션이 필요한 엄마들이 하나씩 이렇게 여기에 따라가는 거야. 찌찌가 많으니까 여기 따라다니는 사람도 많겠지. 정보도 많으니까.
Okay.
그러니까 이 돼지 엄마가 그런 그룹을 만들어서 그런 만약에 내가 맵 수학을 잘하는 선생님을 데리고 와. 그래서 우리끼리 그룹을 만들고 이렇게 해서 그런 사람을 돼지 엄마라고 그러는 거야.
Okay.
아니 미국에도 있을까? 그런 사람이?
Not really, because I mean, not directly. I think, you know, there's going to be, like, for example, when we got here, we find out, there's a Russian math, what do you call it, like advanced math learning. And then we heard about it from the neighbor, and we decided maybe it's okay, but maybe not helpful or not necessary or too much work. Oh, Ada's back.